And this unit is about famous Americans and the part that they played into making America what it is today. So we're going to learn about people that I know you've heard about, like Abraham Lincoln and Rosa Parks and Ruby Bridges. Well, today we're going to learn a little bit about Abraham Lincoln. Who knows anything about Abraham Lincoln? What do you know, Zion?
That he a president.
That he was a president. Good. What do you know?
He was tall.
He was tall. Good.
He was the first president.
He wasn't the first. Who knows who the first president was?
He was the second president.
No. Who was the first president? Who?
Obama.
George Washington. Good. All right, he was the president. We're going to learn, put your hands down, we're going to learn a little bit more about him. But what we're going to focus on today is something called connections and making connections in our reading. Right here. Where are your eyes? Making connections in our reading. Who knows what it means to make a connection?
Like you can connect somebody.
When you connect something or to somebody, okay, what does that mean to you, Joshua, to make a connection?
To connect something, like a phone.
Okay.
Charger.
When you make a connection, you find similarities or things that are the same in the two things, okay? Or you find what they have in common, or things that put them with the other thing. Let me give you an example, okay? How am I connected to Ava Kate?
You are married. That's your daughter.
That's my daughter. So we have a connection that she's my daughter, right?
Yes.
How am I connected to you guys?
You love teacher.
Raise your hand because when they listen to us, they're not going to know who's talking. Kadarius, how am I connected to you guys?
Because you love us.
I do love you. I love you a lot. What am I to you?
A teacher.
I'm a teacher. And what's my job? What am I supposed to do besides love you? Because I get to love you. I teach you, right. So I'm going to make your brains really big with all that knowledge. Okay, and take care of you. I do take care of you, don't I?
Yeah.
Okay. Wait. Okay, right here. 1, 2, 3. Eyes on me. So today, we're going to find a connection between these two boys. And we're going to learn who these two boys are as we're reading it. And I'm going to have some questions for you, so I need your thinking caps on. I need your listening ears on. I need your, on your bottom, crisscross applesauce. Eyes are where?
On you.
On me. Hands in your
Lap.
All right. Our story today is called Abe Lincoln Crosses a Creek, a Tall, Thin Tale. It's written by Deborah Hopkinson and John Hendricks. This is a very fun book, so I want you to pay close attention. It says Kentucky, 1816. Now, here's an old tale of two boys who got themselves into more trouble than bear cubs in a candy store. I like it so well, I've asked my friend John to help out by drawing some pictures. Can you see where John is? What's John?
And that's Abraham.
No, look on here. If John's drawing the pictures, what would represent what John's doing?
Right there with the stick.
Is that a stick?
No,
It's a paintbrush. So you're going to see John painting the pictures as we read. So pay attention to what John decides is going to go on in this story, okay? All stories have a time and a place. And this one's no different. It happened on the other side of yesterday, before computers and cars. In the year of 1816. The green Kentucky Valley in our place. Don't you feel like sticking your toes in that rushing water? That's Knob Creek. Would you like to live there?
Yes.
Why would you not like to live there, Jason? What don't you like about it? It's okay that you don't. What don't you like about it? Did you want to say no because everybody else said yes? I thought so.
Me too. I said no too.
Why would you like to live there, Brooke? Why would you like to live here?
Because it has a lake.
Because it has a lake or a creek?
I would like to live there.
I would like that too.
I want to live there.
All right, let's see.
I'm afraid of heights.
Life was hard for many folks then, especially those in slavery. Who knows what slavery is?
You somebody slave, and you do what they tell you.
Okay, that's right. Back when this book was written, there were slaves, and people made you do things for them. But that was something important about Abraham Lincoln being president, and we're going to learn that in tomorrow's lesson. But I'm going to give you a sneak peek. Abraham Lincoln was the president who stopped slavery.
Yay!
So, all right, let's listen. And in just a few years, all of the cares of America would fall onto the shoulders of one thin, tall man. But in 1816, he was only 7 years old.
Like me.
Like you.
Like me. I'm almost 7.
Here he is, fetching wood for his mother. All spring, he's been helping his father plant corn and pumpkins. Look, now he's stopping to watch the wagon rumble by. I dare say you've guessed his name. Who is he?
Abraham Lincoln.
Abraham Lincoln. He'll grow up to become our 16th president. There's another boy here too, sitting on that rock, waiting for Abe. That's Benjamin Austin Gallagher.
I thought you was going to say Benjamin Franklin.
Nope, Benjamin Austin Gallagher. Austin for short. What's your name?
I knew Abraham Lincoln was the 16th president.
Because you are super duper smart. Here we go. Now, I can just hear you grumbling. Who? What? That feller isn't in my history book. What do I care? Well, Austin is Abe's first friend. He's 3 years older. So if Abe was 7 and Austin's 3 years older, how old was Austin? 10. Good job. He treated him like he was Abe's big brother. Abe's legs were long, his arms were long, while even his ears were long, Austin would say later. And when it came to being smart, he was way yonder ahead of me. All right, that's what we need to begin. A time, a place, and a character. 2 boys named Austin and Abe. Now, where were we? Ah, I know. Austin just waved at his friend, remember? Hello there, Austin, Abe calls out. Yesterday I saw some partridges over by Knob Creek. Let's go find them. Don't go near the creek, warned Abe's mom, Nancy. It's been raining something fierce, and water is high. We won't, ma'am, Austin and Abe chimed together. Then they scurried directly there, wearing nothing but long homespun shirts. What does scurry mean?
Quick. Like to run.
Quick. They ran quick. Good. Here's Knob Creek. It's water rushing through the limestone rock into a dark, deep pool. I'd be scared to cross, wouldn't you? But Abe points to the other side of the creek. Let's go, Austin. That's where I saw the partridges. I'm going to wait until everyone's crisscrossed applesauce hands in their laps. Abe's only thinking about birds, not about the raging water before him. After all, he's just 7. Not a great leader yet, with the uniform to say. Why, he's barely learned his letters. What was the one thing Abe's mom said? Don't go across the river. Don't get near that. She told him not to get near that creek or that river, right?
Because he might fall and I don't live
Raise your hand if you can tell me, what would you do if you were Abraham Lincoln right now? What would you do, Joshua?
I do not go to.
You would not go across the river? Why not?
Because I love my mom.
But awesome, because you love your mom. Amani, what would you do right now if you were Abe Lincoln?
I wouldn't go across.
You wouldn't? Why?
Because I'm scared.
You're scared? What would you do, Maya?
Not to go to the river.
You wouldn't go to the river?
Because it's scary.
Because it's scary. What would you do, Jordan?
Go across.
I knew you would. Why would you go across?
I wanted to see what Abe's going to see.
You want to see what Abe's going to see. Well, let's see what Abe's going to see. I don't know, Abe. The water's darn high. Austin frowns. And we can't swim. Oh, no. We can get across that log easy, said Abe, with a plucky grin. I dare you. What's that mean? We're playing truth or dare now. So if he dared him, do you think he's going to do it?
Yeah! I say feet.
Let's see if he does it. All right, replies Austin, gulping hard. Then putting one foot in front of the other, he tiptoes across. It says, careful there. And then, do you think Austin made it?
No.
What do you think happened, Jason?
It broke.
What broke?
The bridge.
You think the what is this?
I
You think the log's gonna break?
I think he made it.
Amberlyn, you think he's gonna make it?
Yes.
Well, let me ask you a question. If he doesn't make it across, what do you think would happen?
He died. He can drown.
Why would he? David said he would drown. Why do you think he would drown, David?
Because he said he can't swim.
Because he can't swim. Well,
die.
let's see.
I can't swim.
Do you want to see?
Yeah. No. Yeah. Yes, I made it. Oh.
I made it. Let's all clap because Austin made it. All right. Let's see. Austin turns back to look for his friend. Uh-oh. I sense trouble coming, don't you? Abe takes a big breath and begins. His feet are slippery. The log is slippery. He inches across slowly. Slowly. Is he going to make it?
No! He's gonna die. No, yes, he is. He'll drown.
You think he's going to drown?
No. I'm gonna die.
Tyrion thinks he's going to make it. Let's see. Let me ask you a question. Raise your hand if you can answer this. How would you feel right now if you were Abraham Lincoln on this log?
Scared.
Oh, I don't see hands. I see hands, but I don't see waiting. How would you feel? You would feel scared. Why would you be scared? What are you scared of?
The water.
The water? Well, what's scary about the water?
It's deep.
You think it's deep? Okay. How would you feel, Daniel?
I will be brave.
You would be brave.
I don't care how I scale.
You wouldn't, but you can't swim.
I can't swim. I can't swim.
But if you were Abraham Lincoln, can you swim?
Nope.
No. How would you feel, Rockeria?
If I was in the shower, I would have crossed it.
You wouldn't cross it.
I broke my leg or something.
You might break your leg or something. All right, let's see.
Snap.
Here comes the bit that's a mite scary. The part where if this were a movie, the music would get rumbly and you might cover your eyes. Abe looked down at the water, swirling and spinning. Suddenly he got dizzy. A loss, a lack. Oh dear! He's head over heels and then splash.
Did he die?
Oh, let's see. What
Hold
is
on.
this in the middle of a book? Let's see.
Hold on 1 minute.
That's what it says. Hold on 1 minute. I want to be sure to get this right because maybe it didn't happen like that. I mean, would Abe and Austin really have walked across that log
No.
over the whirlpool? They haven't been that foolish, have they?
Yeah.
No, I'm almost sure. Oh, I'm almost sure these boys would have crawled. So let's try this again. Now then, Austin stoops down. He puts both hands on the log. He holds on tight. Bit by bit, he pulls himself across the other side.
Yep.
How about we give him some encouragement? Yeehaw! Come on, a little louder. Whoop! Say, come on, Austin, come on.
Come on!
Hooray! Austin is safe. Your turn, Abe, Austin says, squishing his toes in the mud. Uh-oh. I'm afraid this isn't much better. Look, Abe's in trouble from the start. His stomach feels queasy. His head's a whirl. He gets halfway. He's stuck. Don't look down, nor up, nor sideways, Austin hollers. Can Abe even hear Austin over all that racket?
Nope.
John, could you please stop painting the noisy water?
No.
Who's he talking to?
Nobody.
When he says John the painter, what is John doing? He's painting, so what is he of this book? He's the what?
Author.
Ooh, what's an author? He's the illustrator. What's an author do? Writes the words. And the illustrator draws the picture. And you see him over here drawing these waves, and he's telling him, shh, those waves are too loud. Here we go. Let's see. Just right here. Look right here at me and hold on tight, Austin yells louder. But Abe can't help but look down. He loses his grip, and then, alas, a lock. Oh dear, he's head over heels and then wait, where's Austin? Now, John, don't let Austin wander off and chase a partridge. Not in the most important moment of his life. Can I see everyone crisscross? What do you think is going to happen now?
I feel scared.
You feel scared? Why do you feel scared, Daniel?
I don't want to watch it.
You don't want to watch it, Kendarius? Okay, listen. Okay, I know I'm so glad y'all are having fun with this book, but everybody stop and look at me for a second. If you were Austin right now, and you just saw your friend Abe fall into this water, and you know he can't swim, how would you feel? How would you feel?
Sad.
Super sad,
Try
wouldn't
to
you?
save me.
So what would you do? What would you do, Kendarius?
I would just walk off.
Try to save him?
Walk off.
That's nice. That's not going to make
I'm
friends,
going to
is
save
it?
him. That's perfect. I'm going to save him.
Okay. Brooke, how could you save him? If you were 3, 2, 1. If you were Austin, how could you help save Abe? Okay, you could walk across carefully and pull his feet out. What else could you do, Zion?
Go tell him.
You could, but maybe they're far away. What else could we do, Gabrielle?
Help him.
Help him how?
Well,
Pull him out? What?
Go tell a grown up.
Go tell a grown-up? Good. What could you do?
Get in the water and help him.
But you can't swim either, but that's a good thing.
I can't swim. I can.
All right, here we go. Let's see what he does. Woo! There he is. He must have been there all along because he was Austin, Abe's first friend, loyal and true to the day he died. What's that you're saying? Abe's still in the water while I'm rambling on? His head went under? Oh no, if his head's going under, what's happening?
He's going to drown. No.
Let's see. Wait, I'm trying to remember what happens next. I'm pretty sure Austin doesn't say, don't worry, Abe, I'll save you. Because I know that you're on Earth for a great purpose. You think he took his time to say all that?
No.
And I don't suspect Abe sputtered. Stop yapping and help me. No. I think that Austin just leaped into action. Crisscross, please. He pulls Abe out by his shirt tail. Well, or maybe he uses a sycamore branch. Or a fishing pole?
No.
Well, let's let John decide which sketch to paint. For that's the thing about history. If you weren't there, you can't know for sure.
I knew with a stick.
Abe's on land at last, but he looks almost dead. Austin pounds him until so much water pours out of his mouth, it's about to make a lake. For a long time, Abe is still as Austin's heart. Do you think he's going to be okay?
Yeah.
Oh, goodness. Did we yell yelled out loud.
No, yeah.
Let's see. At last, Abe coughs. His eyes open wide, and he smiles up at his friend. What a relief. I thought you were a goner, Austin said. I'm mighty grateful, Abe whispers, his throat raw from swallowing half the creek. Better not tell anyone, Austin says, or we'll get a whooping.
Oh!
Why will they get a whooping?
Because they went across the river.
And why shouldn't they have gone across the river?
Because their mother told them not to.
Did they listen?
No.
Let's see. Okay, we're almost done. Let me see. Everybody nice and tall, crisscross applesauce. I won't, but I'll never forget it, Abe promises. Not as long as I live. Then he stretched out on the rocks and baked in the sun until they were dry. We could end the tale here. Two happy friends in the sunshine long ago. But I expect you want to know what happens next. Do you want to know what happens next?
Yes. No.
Let's see.
Hey, Grandma, grown up.
Not long after, the Lincolns moved to Indiana. In time, Abe goes on to the White House. Whoa, hold on a minute. I'm afraid you got it wrong. Austin wasn't there at the president's side. Put him back in Knob Creek, where he belongs, raising a family, riding a mule through the woods, telling stories to his first great friend till he dies at the ripe old, telling stories of, his first great friend to the ripe old age of 92.
92?
He lived to be 92. At long last, resting under a gravestone that reads, Lincoln's Playmate. For the truth is, Abe and Austin never do meet again. But, like he promised, Abe doesn't forget Austin. And one dark day, in the midst of the Civil War, or so the story goes, Abe will be heard to say he'd rather see Austin Gallagher again than any other living man. I like to think that story's true, don't you?
Yeah.
So, it is true. So let me ask you a question. What connects Austin and Abe? Think about it before you start. Think about that. What is the connection between Austin and Abe? What do you think, Jordan?
Because they always help each other.
They do help each other. Who helped who?
Austin.
Austin helped who?
Abe.
How did he help him? What did he do for him?
Help them get
Get out of the water. So he really did what?
Or the way.
He saved his life, didn't he? Okay, everybody crisscross. We're almost done. I'm going to let you go to your center. So he helped save his life. If Austin hadn't saved Abe's life that day,
He would die.
he would have died. And would he have ever gotten to be president?
No.
No.
They really wish to be president.
Do you see that just because they were friends and they had that connection and Austin saved his life, it changed all of our lives? Because Abe became president and ended slavery and made lots of wonderful changes for our country.
Is that the black-haired boy?
Yes, he was the black-haired boy. But listen, I want you to think about that each day when you're being out in the playground with your friends. Think about the connections and the things that you can do right now to help your friends to make those lifelong connections, girls. To make those lifelong connections where they will always remember you, just like Abe will always remember Austin. Okay? All right. If you are a girl, please walk back to your seat.